Have you ever wondered how severe punishments can get? Today, we're counting down the top 10 worst punishments ever inflicted. Brace yourselves, because some of these are truly brutal. Number 10. The Brazen Bull. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the Brazen Bull. Originating in ancient Greece, this horrifying device was a hollow bronze bull where the condemned were placed inside. A fire would be set underneath, slowly roasting the victim alive. As they screamed in agony, the bull's design converted their screams into bull-like sounds. Gruesome, right? Number 9. Flaying. At number 9, we have flaying. This skin-crawling punishment involved the removal of a person's skin, usually while they were still alive. It was used by various cultures, including the Assyrians and Aztecs, as a form of extreme torture and execution. Just imagining it sends shivers down the spine. Number 8. The breaking wheel. Number 8 is the breaking wheel, also known as the Catherine wheel. Used in Europe during the Middle Ages, victims were tied to a large wooden wheel, and their limbs were systematically smashed with a heavy object. This punishment was designed to cause maximum pain before death eventually came. Number 7. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. Death by 1,000 cuts. Coming in at number 7 is 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞, or death by 1,000 cuts. This Chinese punishment involved the systematic slicing of the victim's body over an extended period. It was intended not just to kill, but to humiliate and terrorize both the victim and the onlookers. It was finally abolished in 1905. Number 6. The Judas Cradle. At number 6, we have the Judas Cradle. This medieval torture device consisted of a pyramid-shaped seat. The victim would be lowered onto it, with the point penetrating or stretching the orifice. It was a slow, excruciating way to die, causing massive internal injuries. Number 5. Impalement. Halfway through our list, at number 5, is impalement. Perhaps most famously used by Vlad the Impaler, this punishment involved piercing a person through the body with a long stake. The stake was then planted in the ground, leaving the victim to slowly slide down by their own weight, enduring excruciating pain. Number 4. Scaphism. Number 4 is scaphism, an ancient Persian method of execution. The condemned was trapped between two boats, force-fed milk and honey, and left to float in stagnant water. This attracted insects that would devour the person alive over several days. Talk about a nightmare. Number 3. Drawing and quartering. At number 3 is the medieval punishment of drawing and quartering, reserved for traitors in England. The process involved dragging the victim to the execution site, hanging them almost to death, then disemboweling, beheading, and finally cutting their body into 4 parts. It was a spectacle of brutality. Number 2. Crucifixion. The runner-up at number 2 is crucifixion, famously used by the Romans. Victims were nailed or tied to a large wooden cross and left to hang until death, which could take days. It was a slow, painful, and humiliating way to die, with the added agony of exposure and exhaustion. Number 1. The rat torture. And finally, the number 1 worst punishment in human history is the rat torture. This cruel method involved placing a rat in a container on the victim's stomach or chest. Heat was then applied to the container, causing the rat to burrow into the body to escape. It was used to extract information or as pure punishment. There you have it, the top 10 worst punishments in human history.